Welcome to my channel, Truth Drama Stories. My name is Eleanor Hayes. This is the story of the night my stepmother locked me out of the house I paid for. And the moment she realized she never owned anything at all. It was raining that night. Not soft rain. Not peaceful rain. It was the kind that hit your skin like needles. Cold. Sharp. Angry. I remember standing in the driveway. My suitcase in my hand. My phone in my pocket. My heart beating too fast. The porch light was on. But the door was locked. That was strange. I lived there. This was my house. I walked up the steps slowly. My shoes left wet marks on the wood. My hand reached for the handle. I turned it. It didn't move. I frowned. I tried again. Still locked. A quiet feeling started in my chest. Not panic. Not yet. Just confusion. I knocked. Once. Twice. Then harder. I heard footsteps inside. Slow, calm footsteps. Then the door opened. Victoria Hayes stood there. My stepmother. She wore a silk robe. Navy blue. Her blonde hair was perfect. Her makeup untouched. She looked like she had been expecting me. She didn't smile. She didn't say hello. She just looked at me. Cold. "What are you doing here?" she asked. Her voice was calm. Too calm. I blinked. "I live here." She tilted her head. "No," she said. "You don't." For a moment, I thought I heard her wrong. The rain got louder behind me. "I just came back from Boston," I said. "My flight was delayed." She crossed her arms. "That sounds like your problem." I stared at her. I didn't understand. "Victoria," I said, carefully, "move." "I'm freezing." She didn't move. Instead, she reached behind the door. And I heard it. The click. The deadbolt sliding into place. My stomach dropped. "You changed the locks," I said. She smiled. It was small. Cruel. "Yes," she said. The word hit harder than the rain. I felt something shift inside me. Something fragile. Something breaking. "Why?" I whispered. She looked at me like I was a stranger. "Because this house belongs to this family," she said. "Not to you." I couldn't breathe. This family. I was this family. Wasn't I? My father's name was Richard Hayes. He bought the land 20 years ago. He built the house when I was 16. It was supposed to be our forever home. But things changed after my mother died. Cancer took her slowly. Painfully. I was 19 when she was gone. My father was never the same. He became quiet. Lost. And then Victoria appeared. She was kind at first. Gentle. She brought food. She organized things. She helped him smile again. I wanted to hate her. But I didn't. I was grateful. At least, I thought I was. Until everything changed. My father had a heart attack 3 years ago. He survived. But he was weak. Victoria took control of everything. The finances. The house. His schedule. His life. And slowly, she took control of him. I stepped back. I focused on my career. I worked in commercial architecture. Long hours. Hard projects. I saved every dollar I could. Because I knew something Victoria didn't. Something no one knew. I was the one paying for the house. Not directly. Not obviously. But every mortgage payment. Every tax bill. Every repair. It came from me. Through a trust. A trust my father and I created before his heart attack. To protect the house. To protect him. To protect us. Victoria never asked where the money came from. She just assumed it was his. Or hers. She never imagined it was mine. And now she was standing in front of me. Locking me out. "I think you should leave," she said. Her voice was smooth. Like she was asking me to step aside in a grocery store. "This is my home," I said. She laughed softly. "No," she said. "It's not." My hands started shaking. Not from the cold. From something else. Something deeper. "Where is Dad?" I asked. She didn't answer right away. She just watched me. "He's resting," she said finally. "I want to see him." "No." The word came fast. Sharp. Final. My chest tightened. "You don't get to decide that." I already did. Her eyes didn't move. Didn't blink. "You've been away for months," she continued. You clearly moved on. I was working. You were gone. Her words were careful, calculated, like she had rehearsed them. I looked past her, into the house. Everything looked the same. The staircase, the paintings, the lamp my mother bought. My throat burned. I never left, I said quietly. She stepped forward, just enough to block my view. You did, she said. And now you're not welcome back. Not welcome. The words echoed in my head. I felt something break inside me. Clean. Permanent. I stood there in the rain, my suitcase heavy in my hand. My stepmother staring at me like I meant nothing. Like I was nothing. And in that moment, I realized something. She believed she had won. She believed I was weak. She believed I had no power. She was wrong. She just didn't know it yet. I took a slow breath. The rain soaked my hair, my clothes, my skin, but my voice stayed steady. Okay, I said. She blinked. She didn't expect that. Okay, she repeated. I nodded. Okay. For a second, something flickered in her eyes. Uncertainty. Then it was gone. She smirked. Good, she said. I'm glad you understand. I didn't answer. I turned around. I walked down the steps. Each step felt heavier than the last. But I didn't stop. I didn't look back. Not once. I reached my car. I put my suitcase inside. I sat in the driver's seat. My hands rested on the steering wheel. Still shaking. Still cold. Still numb. I stared at the house. My house. The lights glowed warmly. Like nothing had happened. Like I had never existed. And that was the moment I knew. Victoria Hayes had made the biggest mistake of her life. She just didn't realize it yet. I reached into my bag. I pulled out my phone. I scrolled to one contact. Daniel Carter. My attorney. My friend. The only person who knew everything. I pressed call. He answered on the second ring. Eleanor, he said. It's late. Are you okay? I looked at the house one last time. No, I said. My voice was calm. Too calm. They changed the locks. There was silence. Then he spoke. Are you sure? Yes. Another pause. Longer this time. Then he asked the question that changed everything. Do you still have the binder? I closed my eyes. I could see it clearly. Black leather. Locked drawer. Every document inside. Every truth. Every proof. Yes, I said. My voice didn't shake anymore. I do. And for the first time since the door closed in my face, I wasn't afraid anymore. The cold air inside my car felt heavier that night. I did not sleep. I just sat there, staring at the dark shape of the house. The same house I paid for. The same house that now rejected me. My fingers rested on the steering wheel. They felt numb. Not from the cold. From the truth. I kept replaying her voice in my head. You do not live here anymore. Each word landed like a hammer. I swallowed hard. My throat burned. My chest felt tight. I whispered to myself, how did this happen? No answer came. Only silence. The porch light turned off around midnight. She was going to sleep peacefully. Inside my house. Inside my walls. I leaned my head back and closed my eyes. But memories attacked me. I saw myself signing the mortgage papers. I saw myself working late nights. Skipping meals. Skipping vacations. All for that house. All for family. I remembered the day my father introduced her to me. This is Eleanor, he had said with a smile. She smiled sweetly that day. Her voice was soft. I have heard so much about you. I believed her. I wanted to believe her. I thought she cared. I thought she was family. I was wrong. At 3 a.m., my phone buzzed. My heart jumped. I looked at the screen. It was my father. I answered instantly. Dad? There was silence for a moment. Then his tired voice spoke. You should not have come tonight. His words froze me. I sat up straight. What do you mean? I asked. He sighed. Eleanor is upset. I felt anger rising. Upset? She locked me out of my own house. He stayed quiet. That silence hurt more than any words. I clenched my jaw. Dad, I said slowly. You know I paid for that house. Another silence. Then he said something that broke me. Things are complicated now. Complicated. That word echoed in my head. Complicated. Not wrong. Not unfair. Complicated. I felt something crack inside my chest. I trusted you, I whispered. He did not reply. The call ended. I stared at my phone. My own father chose silence. Morning came slowly. The sky turned gray. My body ached. My eyes burned. I had not slept. I stepped out of the car. My legs felt weak. I looked at the house again. It looked normal. Peaceful. Like nothing had happened. Like it did not destroy me last night. I walked toward the mailbox. My hands trembled as I opened it. Inside were envelopes. Bills. Bank letters. My name was on them. Not hers. Mine. I stared at my name. Proof. Proof that I belonged there. Proof that I was not crazy. I held the letters tightly. And for the first time, anger felt stronger than pain. A voice spoke behind me. Are you okay? I turned quickly. It was Mrs. Walker, the neighbor. She looked concerned. I saw you in your car last night, she said softly. I forced a small smile. I am fine. She did not believe me. She stepped closer. I saw the locksmith 3 days ago. My heart stopped. What? I asked. She nodded slowly. They changed the locks. The world tilted. 3 days ago. Not last night. Not suddenly. Planned. Prepared. Cold. I felt my stomach drop. She was laughing, Mrs. Walker added quietly. That sentence stabbed deeper than anything else. Laughing. While locking me out. While erasing me. I could not breathe. Thank you, I said weakly. She nodded and walked away. I stood there alone. But now I knew. This was not emotional. This was intentional. I walked back to my car slowly. My hands were shaking. My mind was racing. Questions filled my head. How long had she planned this? Why did my father allow it? What else had she done? I opened my banking app on my phone. My eyes scanned the screen. Mortgage payments. Every month. On time. From my account. I scrolled. Further. Property tax payments. Insurance payments. All from me. Not her. Not my father. Me. My breathing grew heavier. She could not erase facts. She could not erase truth. But she could try. And that terrified me. I drove to a nearby coffee shop. My body moved on autopilot. Inside, the warm air wrapped around me. But it did not comfort me. I sat in the corner. My hands wrapped around the coffee cup. I did not drink it. I just stared at the table. Then a memory hit me. A binder. I froze. The black binder. I kept everything there. Receipts. Contracts. Bank statements. Every payment. Every proof. I kept it hidden. In the house. In my closet. My heart started pounding. Did she find it? Did she destroy it? I felt panic rising. I stood up immediately. I had to know. I drove back to the house. My heart raced faster with each second. I parked across the street. I watched the front door. No movement. No sign of her. I walked quietly toward the side of the house. The garage window. It was small, but unlocked. I remembered leaving it that way months ago. My fingers touched the frame. Still unlocked. Hope flickered inside me. I pushed it open slowly. The sound was soft, but it felt loud. I climbed inside. My heart pounded violently. I stood in the garage, inside my house. But it did not feel like mine anymore. It felt cold, hostile. I walked slowly toward the door leading inside. Each step felt dangerous. Each breath felt heavy. I opened the door. The familiar hallway greeted me. But something was wrong. Pictures were missing. My pictures. Gone. Family photos. Gone. Only her decorations remained. She was erasing me. Piece by piece. I felt my chest tighten. But I kept moving. I had one goal. The binder. I reached my bedroom door. It was closed. My hand trembled as I turned the handle. The room looked different. My clothes were gone. My shelves were empty. My presence erased. I stepped inside slowly. Fear filled my chest. I walked to the closet. My heart pounded so loud I could hear it. I reached for the hidden corner. My fingers searched behind the old storage box. For a moment, nothing. Panic exploded inside me. No, I whispered. My breathing became fast. My hands searched faster. Then, my fingers touched it. The binder. I froze. I pulled it out slowly. It was still there. She did not find it. She did not destroy it. My hands held it tightly. Relief flooded my body. I opened it quickly. Every document was inside. Every receipt. Every proof. Every truth. My hand shook. Not from fear. From power. For the first time since last night, I felt something different. Control. She locked me out. But she could not erase this. She could not erase facts. She could not erase truth. I held the binder against my chest. And I whispered softly, "You made a mistake. Not me. Her. I was not powerless. Not anymore." Then I heard footsteps. My heart stopped. Outside the room. Slow. Approaching. My breath froze. I stood completely still. The footsteps came closer. 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 And then stopped. My heart pounded so loud I thought it would give me away. I stood frozen in the closet. The binder pressed tightly against my chest. My breathing was shallow. My ears focused on every sound. The footsteps stayed outside the door. For a moment, there was nothing. No movement. No voice. Just silence. Heavy silence. Then the door handle moved slightly. I stopped breathing. It did not open. It just moved. Testing. Like someone was unsure. Like someone was listening. My fingers tightened around the binder. I felt sweat on my palms. Seconds passed. They felt like hours. Then the footsteps slowly moved away. Each step faded into the distance. My lungs finally released the breath I was holding. I stayed still. I did not move yet. I waited. 10 seconds. 20 seconds. 30 seconds. Nothing. She was gone. For now. I stepped out of the closet slowly. My legs felt weak. My mind screamed at me to leave. Now. Before she came back. I held the binder tightly. This was my shield. My weapon. My truth. I walked quietly through the hallway. Every sound made me flinch. The house felt hostile. Like it rejected me. I reached the garage door. My hand touched the handle. Then I heard her voice. Behind me. Cold. Sharp. "What are you doing here?" My body froze instantly. I turned slowly. Eleanor stood in the hallway. Her arms crossed. Her face emotionless. Her eyes locked onto the binder. And I saw it. Fear. Just for a second. Then it disappeared. Replaced by anger. "You broke in," she said. Her voice was calm. Too calm. I swallowed. "This is my house," I said quietly. Her lips tightened. "No," she replied. "It is not." Her words hit hard. But I did not look away. I held the binder up slightly. Her eyes followed it. "You should not have come back," she said. I felt something shift inside me. Not fear. Strength. I came for what belongs to me. Her jaw clenched. "You need to leave," she said. Her voice was firmer now. Stronger. But I noticed something. She did not move closer. She stayed where she was. Watching the binder. Watching the truth. I shook my head slowly. "This ends now." Her eyes narrowed. "You do not understand," she said. "No," I replied calmly. "You do not." Silence filled the space between us. Tense. Heavy. Dangerous. Then she laughed softly. It was not warm. It was cold. "You think papers will save you?" Her voice dripped with mockery. I did not react. I did not argue. I just looked at her. Because now I knew something she did not expect. Truth does not need to shout. It only needs to exist. She stepped closer. "You have no idea what you are doing," she said quietly. I felt my pulse in my throat. But I stayed calm. "I do," I said. She stopped walking. Her eyes searched my face. Looking for weakness. She found none. For the first time. She looked unsure. That gave me power. I turned slowly. And walked toward the garage door. She did not stop me. She did not touch me. She just watched. Silent. frozen. Because now she knew. This was not over. Not even close. I stepped outside into the daylight. The air felt different. Lighter. Like I could breathe again. I walked to my car. Each step felt stronger than the last. I opened the door. Sat down. Closed it. And locked it. My hands rested on the steering wheel. The binder sat in my lap. I looked at it again. This was more than paper. This was proof of sacrifice. Proof of truth. Proof of ownership. I started the engine. And drove away. Not in defeat. In preparation. That afternoon, I sat at my kitchen table. Not in the house. In my apartment. My small apartment. It felt safe. But temporary. I placed the binder in front of me. Opened it. Carefully. Each page told a story. Each receipt showed effort. Each document showed truth. I organized everything. Chronologically. Carefully. Precisely. I created order. Because chaos was her weapon. Order would be mine. I grabbed a notebook. And started writing. Dates. Payments. Events. Everything. I remembered something important. Every mortgage payment came from my personal account. Not a shared account. Mine. That mattered. That was evidence. I wrote it down. My handwriting was steady. Focused. Determined. Then I found something unexpected. A document I forgot about. I stared at it closely. It was the property deed copy. My name was there. Clear. Undeniable. Owner. My heart skipped. This changed everything. She could lie. She could manipulate. But she could not erase legal truth. I leaned back in my chair. And for the first time in days, I smiled. Not out of happiness. Out of certainty. She made one critical mistake. She underestimated me. My phone buzzed suddenly. My heart jumped. I looked at the screen. Dad. I stared at it. My chest tightened. I answered slowly. Hello. His voice sounded tired. We need to talk. I stayed silent. He continued. Eleanor is upset. I closed my eyes. Of course she was. Her control was slipping. You broke into the house, he said. His tone carried disappointment. Not concern. Disappointment. That hurt. I entered my property, I replied calmly. He sighed. It is not that simple. I opened my eyes. It is exactly that simple. He stayed quiet. Then he said something that made everything clear. She says you are causing problems. Problems. That word ignited something inside me. Years of sacrifice. Years of loyalty. Reduced to a problem. I spoke slowly. I paid for that house. Silence. I have proof. More silence. I continued. I am not asking for permission anymore. My voice was steady. Firm. Certain. This was new. Even to me. He finally spoke. What are you planning? I looked at the binder. My reflection stared back from the table surface. A different version of me. Stronger. Awake. I am taking back what is mine. He did not reply. The call ended. I placed the phone down slowly. My hands did not shake anymore. Fear was fading. Replaced by clarity. That night, I sat alone. The binder open in front of me. The truth laid bare. I ran my fingers over the pages. Each one reminded me of who I was. Not weak. Not helpless. Not disposable. I whispered softly. I trusted the wrong person. A painful truth. But truth nonetheless. Then I whispered something else. I will fix this. Not with anger. Not with revenge. With truth. With law. With strength. I closed the binder carefully. Because now, the real fight was about to begin. The next morning felt different. The fear was still there. But it was quieter now. It no longer controlled me. I woke up early. The sun had just started rising. Soft light filled my apartment. I sat at the table again. The binder was exactly where I left it. Waiting. I placed my hand on it. And took a deep breath. Today was the day everything would change. I wore my best shirt. Simple. Clean. Calm. Not for appearance. For confidence. I picked up the binder. Held it firmly. Then I walked out the door. Each step felt intentional. Each breath felt steady. I was not running anymore. I was moving forward. The lawyer's office was quiet. The name on the glass door read, Daniel Harper. I stepped inside slowly. The receptionist smiled politely. "Do you have an appointment?" "Yes," I said. "With Mr. Harper." She nodded. "Please wait." I sat down in the chair. My hands rested on the binder. My heart beat steadily. Not fast. Not afraid. Ready. After a few minutes, a tall man walked out. He wore glasses. His expression was calm and focused. "You must be Ethan Cole," he said. I stood up. "Yes." He extended his hand. "I am Daniel Harper." I shook it firmly. "Come in," he said. His office was organized. Clean. Professional. He gestured toward the chair. "Please sit." I sat down. Placed the binder on the desk. He looked at it. Then at me. "Tell me everything." So I did. I told him about the house. About the payments. About Eleanor. About the locks. About everything. He listened carefully. He did not interrupt. He did not judge. He just listened. When I finished, he nodded slowly. "Do you have proof of payment?" I pushed the binder toward him. "Everything is there." He opened it carefully. His eyes scanned each page. One by one. Slowly. Precisely. Minutes passed. He stopped at the property deed copy. He adjusted his glasses. Looked closer. Then he looked at me. And said 4 words I would never forget. "This house is yours." I felt my chest loosen. Like chains had fallen off. He continued. "What she did is illegal." Illegal. That word carried weight. Real weight. He closed the binder gently. "You have full legal standing." I swallowed. "So, I can take it back." He nodded. "Yes." One simple word. "Yes." It echoed inside me. Powerful. Final. Certain. The legal process started immediately. Daniel prepared everything. Official notices. Legal filings. Court documents. Each step was precise. Each step was real. Days passed. Then weeks. Eleanor stopped calling. My father stayed silent. The silence spoke louder than words. They knew. They knew the truth was coming. They knew they could not stop it. The court date arrived. I stood outside the courtroom. The binder in my hands. My shield. My truth. My proof. Eleanor stood across the hall. Her arms crossed. Her face tense. She looked different. Not confident. Not powerful. Afraid. She looked at me. Our eyes met. She quickly looked away. She knew. Inside the courtroom, everything felt still. The judge listened carefully. Daniel presented the evidence. Every payment. Every document. Every truth. Clear. Undeniable. Eleanor's lawyer tried to argue. But facts do not fear arguments. Facts stand. Facts remain. The judge reviewed everything. Silence filled the room. My heart beat slowly. Steady. Then the judge spoke. His voice was firm. "The property legally belongs to Ethan Cole." Those words changed everything. The defendant has no legal claim. Final. Absolute. Done. I closed my eyes briefly. Relief flooded through me. Not loud. Not explosive. Quiet. Deep. Healing. A week later, I stood in front of the house again. My house. The locksmith stood beside me. He changed the locks. This time for me. Not against me. He handed me the key. Cold metal. Solid. Real. I held it tightly. This small object carried so much meaning. Loss. Pain. Truth. Justice. I walked to the front door. Paused. My hand trembled slightly. Not from fear. From emotion. I inserted the key. Turned it slowly. Click. The sound echoed in my chest. I pushed the door open. And stepped inside. The air felt familiar. Warm. Safe. Home. Not because of walls. But because of truth. I walked through each room slowly. Every step felt like reclaiming a part of myself. The pain was still there. But it no longer controlled me. Because I had something stronger. Truth. And truth does not break. Truth waits. And when the time comes, truth wins. Eleanor was gone. Her things were gone. Her presence erased. Just like she tried to erase mine. But there was one difference. I did not erase her out of hate. I let her go out of strength. Because I no longer needed to fight her. I had already won. My phone rang. It was my father. I looked at the screen. For a long moment. Then I answered. His voice was quiet. I am sorry. 2 words. Heavy. Late. But real. I closed my eyes. The pain was still there. But anger was gone. I hope you understand, he said softly. I took a deep breath. I do. Silence filled the space. Not hostile. Not broken. Just honest. Some wounds never fully disappear. But they stop controlling you. And that is enough. I walked to the living room window. The same window I stared at from my car weeks ago. But everything felt different now. I was not outside anymore. I was home. I whispered quietly. I made it. Not because I fought harder. But because I refused to give up. Because I trusted truth. Because I trusted myself. Thank you for listening to Ethan Cole's story. Stories like this are not just about houses. They are about trust. They are about betrayal. They are about finding strength when everything feels lost. Sometimes, the people closest to you hurt you the most. Sometimes, they try to erase you. But never forget this. Your truth matters. Your sacrifices matter. And no one can take away what rightfully belongs to you. Welcome to my channel Truth Drama Stories. If this story touched your heart, do not forget to like, subscribe, and share. Because your support keeps these real stories alive. And remember, even in your darkest moment, truth always finds its way home.